Hello, this week we're doing recipe makeovers, and you've got two recipes that you'll be working on this week. The one that I'll demonstrate is the light macaroni and cheese, and I just want to talk about the other one, the Eating Well chocolate chip cookies, and what you'll be doing with that. Even if you don't have a mixer at home, you can certainly mix it by hand. You just want to make sure that your butter's softening so you can cream the butter and sugar together. One of the things about that recipe, it substitutes whole wheat pastry flour, and we use oatmeal as well. We grind oatmeal. We'll also grind the oatmeal for you, so you'll just be folding that in with your other dry ingredients. It's a good recipe. It'll come out really nice, and using whole grains is the theme for this week. So the chocolate chip cookies will be substituting regular flour, all-purpose flour with the whole wheat pastry flour. We'll be adding some oatmeal, ground oatmeal as well. We'll also be substituting some honey and reducing the amounts of sugar. So give that one a try. Let your family try it and see how they like it. The next recipe that you'll actually be making at home that I'm going to be demonstrating for you today, and that's done, so is the light macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese is typically made with a bechamel, so you'd have butter, flour, milk, and the cheeses that you would add to it. We're getting rid of the bechamel, and we're actually making a sauce with butternut squash, light milk, 1.5%, and chicken stock. So I'm going to get started with that, and we'll put this all together. So I've measured out the ingredients. I've got the milk, the stock, and the diced butternut. Smaller is better for this. And you're going to have this on this stove until the butternut is tender. If you don't have an immersion blender, or if you don't have a blender at home, you can actually use a potato masher. You could use a slotted spoon to break it up. But a blender would work well. I'm just going to hit it with the immersion blender, and I've got the spices. So I've got nutmeg, cayenne, white pepper, and salt. After testing this recipe, I've actually increased the liquid, and I'm going to also increase the butternut for the recipe. I just think that it needs a little bit more liquid for the finished product. So after you have your sauce blended, you're going to combine your pasta. I've cooked a pound of whole wheat pasta, so we're substituting regular pasta with a whole grain pasta. You'll be getting a whole wheat elbow with your requisition. We've got the butternut sauce. And then we've got the three cheeses. We've got ricotta, Parmesan, and cheddar. And all that I'm going to do for this one is to fold them in. Make sure you distribute the cheese throughout the pasta. The nice thing about this recipe, and it does taste pretty good, we just tried some of it, but once you have your mise en place put together, it's a very quick recipe, so you shouldn't be spending too much time, but the preparation is the important part, that you have all your ingredients together. So that's well mixed. And I've taken a hotel pan. You could use a Pyrex dish. You could use a cake pan. Any kind of pan. You could actually go a little bit deeper as well if you'd like to with the pan. That'll hold in a little bit more of the liquid during baking. Make sure you get all that liquid out and any cheese in the bowl. And as you can see, you could use a smaller pan with that. The last step is the topping. When you're making this, it doesn't look like a whole lot for the pan, but it covers it nicely, and you don't want to overpower it. So I've got breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and paprika. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. And this one you can actually use your hand if you have gloves. Maybe we'll put them in the requisition for you. And just mix it. And as you can see, it doesn't look like a whole lot in the bowl. But once you start covering it, it does put a nice topping on this dish. And if you're making this and everything is hot, you can reduce the cooking time that the recipe recommends. It was 20 minutes with foil and then 35 minutes without foil. I did the first 20 minutes, and in about 15 minutes, the rest of it was finished. As you can see, it does have a nice distribution of the breadcrumbs on there, so you really don't need to go too heavy on that. The last thing is we're going to get our foil. Cover it. It's a 350-degree oven. I've got the convection oven on at 325. We're going to pop that in the oven and set the timer for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to show you the finished product. So we have a light macaroni and cheese with a butternut chicken stock and light milk base as the sauce. We're still using whole milk cheeses, so you get a lot of flavor with that. And you finish it with a little bit of breadcrumb topping, and you're substituting the regular pasta with the whole grain pasta. So a nice dish. Give it a try in your evaluation. Also have family members try it as well and get feedback from them. Thank you. Enjoy.